Hello, citizen supporter. In this video, you will catch up on the latest news about Manchester City. But before we start, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any updates about our team. Manchester City fans are excited about the arrival of Claudio Echeverri, who has finally joined the squad after a period of waiting. The young Argentine talent, only 19 years old, agreed to his transfer to City last year, but remained at River Plate throughout the 2024 season. Additionally, he represented Argentina in the South American Under-20 Championship before heading to England. Now officially integrated into the club, Echeverri is already training with the rest of the squad, but he has yet to be included in any matchday squad. The attacking midfielder is a versatile player, capable of playing both centrally and on the wings, making him an interesting option for Pep Guardiola. Compared to Julian Alvarez for his dynamism on the field, he could become yet another valuable asset for City. However, it appears that the club intends to gradually introduce him to the new environment. There are rumors that Echeverri could be loaned to Lazio next season to gain more experience, but as of now, nothing has been officially confirmed. Speculation grew after reports emerged that he was seen near the Italian team's training center in Rome. Despite this, journalist Uriel Ayak denied the rumors, stating that Guardiola intends to closely monitor the young player's performance during preseason before making any decisions regarding his future. City's investment in Echeverri was $12.5 million, showing just how much the club believes in his potential. The transition from Argentine football to the Premier League is not easy, especially for such a young player, but he did not make this decision without seeking advice first. The midfielder spoke to former City players like Sergio Aguero and Martín de Michelis, who shared their experiences and spoke highly of the club. In an interview, Echeverri revealed a bit of these conversations. Aguero and de Michelis told me that Manchester City is a massive club, with amazing players and a beautiful history. They encouraged me to come here and make the most of this opportunity. Now, as the season progresses, Echeverri remains alert to any chances he may be given. With some fluctuations in the team and potential changes in the attacking sector, he may end up getting an opportunity to prove himself sooner than expected. The adaptation of a young talent like Echeverri to English football is a delicate process. Manchester City has already had successful cases of South American players who shone at the club, but also examples of athletes who struggled with the transition. Guardiola is known for his patience and his care in developing young talents, which suggests that Echeverri will be integrated gradually. Furthermore, the competition in midfield and attack at City is fierce. The squad is made up of highly skilled players, and earning minutes on the pitch will not be a simple task. However, if he manages to impress during preseason, he could secure his place and, who knows, earn opportunities throughout the year. If City opts for a loan, the choice of club will be crucial for Echeverri's development. Italian football, for instance, could be an interesting environment for him to gain more experience and adapt to European football. However, there is always the risk that the player might not receive the necessary playing time to evolve, which would make the decision more complicated. On the other hand, if Guardiola decides to keep him in the squad, the young player will have the opportunity to learn daily from some of the best players in the world. Training alongside names like Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, and Phil Foden could accelerate his development and help him adapt to City's playing style. Regardless of the path the club chooses, the important thing is that Echeverri continues to develop and prepares to play a significant role in the team in the future. The investment made by Manchester City shows that there are high expectations for him, and now it remains to be seen how his journey in England will unfold. But while Echeverri looks for his place in the squad, Manchester City has other concerns in the transfer market. The summer window is approaching, and the club needs to be strategic to avoid mistakes from the past. In recent years, some of City's decisions in the transfer market have raised questions. One of the most recent cases involves İlkay Gündoğan, who, after leaving the club, is said to be interested in a move to Galatasaray. His time at Barcelona did not go as expected, and this has reignited debates about City's movements in the market. Another name generating uncertainty is Matheus Nunes. The midfielder, signed in 2023, is reportedly considering a return to Sporting CP. This underscores City's need to make more precise decisions when it comes to strengthening the squad. The club's goal for the upcoming season is to continue competing for the major titles, and for that, it will be essential to bring in reinforcements who will truly make a difference. Among the names being observed by the board, one player who has attracted interest is Tyler Dibbling. Dibbling, who currently plays for Southampton, has been one of the revelations of the Premier League. Despite his team's struggles, he has managed to stand out, catching the attention of several clubs. His performance in the 3-2 loss to Liverpool was particularly impressive, which put Manchester City and other European giants on alert. However, the player's situation will not be easy for City. Southampton has set a high price for his transfer, which could complicate any negotiations. Reports suggest that Rodri's father has spoken with Guardiola about potential reinforcements for the attacking department, and Dibbling may be one of the names under consideration. However, the competition for his signing will be intense. In addition to Manchester City, clubs like Manchester United and Tottenham are also interested in the young talent. And it's not just English teams keeping an eye on him. Bayern Munich and RB Leipzig are also closely monitoring his development and may enter the race. If City truly wants to secure his signing, they will need to overcome formidable opponents and possibly break their transfer record. The club's biggest signing in history was Jack Grealish, who arrived for $100 million. However, his time at City has been inconsistent, which raises doubts about the viability of paying a similar amount for Dibbling. By comparing Dibbling's numbers this season with Grealish's in his last season at Aston Villa, City needs to be cautious. Such a high investment requires careful analysis to avoid future regrets. As the Manchester City approach the transfer window, the coming months could be crucial for the future of the club. Pep Guardiola's team has stood out as one of the most powerful in the Premier League and in Europe, but to maintain this level of excellence, strategic choices in the market must be made. City, as one of the wealthiest clubs in the world, has the capacity to make significant investments, but that doesn't mean all moves will be successful. In the case of Tyler Dibbling, for example, the price set by Southampton is a significant challenge. Although the young player has shown great potential, especially in high-level matches against opponents such as Liverpool, the amount asked by the Saints is a considerable risk. City has been heavily investing in players in recent years, and the pressure to get transfers right has only increased following a few gambles that didn't deliver as expected, such as the case of Jack Grealish, who, despite his undeniable talent, has yet to fully justify the high price paid. The potential deal for Dibbling is also a reflection of Manchester City's trend of focusing on young talents with great growth potential. The club has been praised for its player development structure and its keen eye for potential talent, which has ensured the arrival of solid names in the first team. However, long-term success doesn't depend solely on spending large sums on stars, but rather on getting the right choices that align quality, growth potential, and Guardiola's style of play. Moreover, the transfer market is not only about incoming players, but also about the departure of players, and City has shown increasing awareness of this aspect. Players such as Gundogan and Matheus Nunes, who have not been able to establish themselves as undisputed starters, may be offered to other clubs in search of new opportunities. While Gundogan has been a key figure during his time at the club, his departure, if confirmed, could be an opportunity to make space for new names and strengthen areas of the team that need more depth. However, the departure of players also requires City to make swift and accurate decisions. Direct competitors such as Liverpool, Arsenal, and Manchester United won't wait, and City needs to ensure their choices are correct so they don't miss the opportunity to further reinforce the squad. The arrival of new players could give the team the necessary flexibility to compete at the highest level, but it is also essential for the club to continue developing academy talents and integrating them into the first team, as has been the practice with Foden and Alvarez. When talking about academy talents, the rise of young players is an increasingly relevant topic for Manchester City. The success of Phil Foden and Julian Alvarez has shown that Guardiola is capable of getting the best out of these players, creating space for them to shine in a team full of stars. This philosophy of promoting young players and giving them opportunities to develop is one of Guardiola's trademarks, and it is what makes City such a respected club in terms of player development. Another point that cannot be overlooked is the key role of Guardiola's coaching staff in evaluating players. Pep takes a meticulous approach when it comes to analyzing the strengths and weaknesses of each athlete, and this is reflected in the decisions he makes regarding who enters the field and who remains on the bench. This attention to detail is one of the factors contributing to Manchester City's success in recent seasons, but it also means that some players may be left aside if they do not adapt to Guardiola's tactical system. The case of Echeverri, for example, is a classic example of how Guardiola and his coaching staff have the patience needed to develop players. Even though he is a young talent, the Argentine has not been directly involved in matches yet, likely due to the fact that the club has a number of experienced players who dominate positions on the field. The fact that City is willing to invest time and resources in Echeverri, as well as his gradual adaptation to the club, shows City's commitment to his long-term development. However, at the same time, this raises questions about how the club can balance the desire for immediate success with the development of future talents. Manchester City has shown that it is willing to bet on promising youngsters, but these bets need to be made wisely to ensure the team maintains its competitiveness on all fronts. With news about potential transfers and the future of players such as Gundogan and Nunes up in the air, it's certain that Manchester City will remain alert to the market. However, what is clear is that the club needs a more refined strategy when approaching reinforcements for the upcoming season. The focus should not only be on names with immediate impact, but also on players who can fit organically into the team and contribute to long-term success, whether through established talent or a developing player with great potential. Thus, while Manchester City continues its search for reinforcements, it is also necessary for the club to take into account lessons from the past and learn from market moves that haven't always been so successful. Maintaining the balance between experience and youth will be key to staying at the top of the Premier League and in the hunt for international titles. And you, citizen fan, do you think Manchester City is on the right track with its negotiations and talent management, or do you have doubts about the future of certain players? Share your opinion in the comments. This is the Manchester City News Channel. I'll leave it here. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content about our beloved team. See you in the next video.